Hello everybody and welcome to the Guild Ball British Championship Round 3. We have got Butchers versus Fisherman. El
Old
Clasico.
school.
El
Old
Clasico.
school. So they've got Michael Coomber on the left, who last time we were on stream was Vengeance last year and played in the final against James
Yeah.
Long. James Long took that game playing Alchemists. Michael was playing Butchers then, and now
Yep.
he's playing Fish against Butchers.
So he's obviously got bored of the Butchers and wants to play a completely different playstyle.
I mean, they're a team that play. I remember him playing Butchers very aggressively. Usually using fillet and running damage and goal scoring. So perhaps just seeing how that works when you ignore the damage.
Yeah.
Corsair is on his tray, so can switch it up if he wants to.
Yeah.
And now they're about to go through to picking teams.
Ah, yes. We got our wrap ready?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So it looks like Shark and Salt have gone down because they're his only choices for...
I'm pretty sure Corsair's on his tray.
Oh, maybe.
Just above the goal.
Yep, Sakana.
I love a bit of Shark, though. I'm
Oh,
down.
yeah, Shark's original brisket. Get rid of those 8-inch widgets against the edge of his...
Siren.
Sure, it's going to be Hag and Grayscales.
Can we get the fancy sideways camera?
Hag, yeah. Grayscales.
Thank you.
Grayscales. Oh, look at that. What a surprise. Sakana, Siren, Hag, and Grayscales.
Who saw that coming?
Who saw that coming with a Shark lineup? And for Butchers, we have Fillet, Princess, Original Brisket, Boiler by the looks of it, Tenderizer, and Meat Hook.
Tenderizer. Meat Hook. I'm missing one. Which one am I missing?
Busy Hall. Let's have a look. Boiler,
I've got
maybe?
Brisket, Tenderizer, Meat Hook. I'm missing one.
Probably Boiler. Boiler's an interesting one into Fish. I don't really like him into Fisherman.
Because a lot of the reason he's in your team is for...
To buff Fillet.
Yeah,
and
to get her to sixes.
But this
Fish
team
are usually looking for one
hit anyway, so it's it's like Boiler's great into other fighting guilds, but against the Fisherman, I think you'd do better with Shank.
Possibly, just for the 2-inch melee.
2-inch melee is more than anything, and that speed to catch that outlier.
Mm-hmm.
Like Fishermen typically have no to low armor and low health pools or lowish health pools. Shank being able to go over there, hit 6 damage onto somebody, or 4 damage, get 2 momentum with a where they go.
Also, I believe Minx was his Union player.
Yeah.
Minx is decent, being able to get the snare out, comboing that with the
Furious.
Hooked, is it? The Meat Hook's
Meat
got
Hook
whatever
has,
it is for the -2 def.
Yeah. Yeah, it does look like Boiler. It looks like a slightly converted Boiler with like a bigger saw in his hand. But we'll see pretty soon. And they've chosen to swap sides for the Forest, obviously. Doesn't want the Forest being in his way as he runs on goal.
Yep.
Which makes perfect sense.
Yep.
You know, he's got Shark, can take full advantage of sitting in that Forest after kicking the ball. He's light-footed.
It's so rare that means this is serious business, because I don't remember a game I've ever played where I can be bothered to swap sides.
Yeah.
It's the
this
is the sides we are, because
that's how we sat down. So there is a slight psychological edge in any game system, regardless if it's like good for you or not. I mean, it's always better to choose a side. With you, I want your side.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, but I want my side. I sat
like
here.
This side.
And you feel like you've taken something from them because you chose their side. They didn't get to choose anything in it. And
you go where I tell you you're
going.
Yeah.
It's really small. It probably means nothing on the grand scheme of things.
Got a relay as 8-inch widgets out along the side
Look
now.
at him. He will do.
Yeah.
It's like, great now.
I'm confused as to why he's doing it now, because he hasn't got Vet Brisket, but sure, there's one of the game plan cards where you get something, right?
I think there's 2 that benefit being within 8 inches of the edge of the pitch. And Beard Minis has quite rightly pointed out that this team doesn't really have a way to get around Grayscale's unpredictable movement.
Nope.
Shank would allow that. And with the tackle on 2, momentous, and 6 dice, he actually is a really great ball retrieval to whip it off somebody.
I haven't got Shank in here, and I can't press backwards.
I'm pretty certain.
I'll say yes, because he's a butcher, and butchers have low-down tackles. The time momentous. He's definitely not on the 1, so it must be on the 2.
I'm pretty certain. I remember playing against Shank when he had 4 influence and was basically a captain.
Back in the day. That being said, you say he was basically a captain. Back when you had captains, the prestige of Season 1 Midas, he was still nowhere near a captain.
Yeah, no. That's fair. And
Season 1 Midas, we miss you. I miss you. Probably not we. Everyone
we sound like the old men. Like, I remember Season 1.
Back in the war.
Season 1 Shark, when you could gut and string 6 inches away. Oh, They were the days.
Yeah.
They were the days.
Back when I was only good because some noddles were extremely above the curve. Back in the glory days of Clone, which were glorious for just me.
Yeah.
Oh, what's that vitriol? No, you can't hit her. No, don't hit him. Calculus, yeah, go hit her as much as you like. I don't care about her. Initial predictions from the chat. Who do we think takes it? I'm going Fish, because I want the game done quick so I can go and have a lie down. I'm intrigued to see how the double-edged sword of Tenderizer comes into play. Very often I find with Fish, when you play Fish into Tenderizer, he's just someone that's easy for you to bounce off and get into tap-in range.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, doesn't completely negate his -1. You're still taking the -1, but it puts you back on your 4s. But when you've just got a model that's going to be parked in front of your opponent's goal, often when you're playing Fish, like eyes light up, like, oh, there's my easy bounce off that's always going to be near the goal.
Yeah, it's... I've always felt the goalkeepers... Tenderizer. Compound is
compound
great.
with his
gluttonous
mass
protects against that, and he's 2-inch melee with a glorious tackle push on 2. Tenderizer is great against teams that go 2 and 2, like Masons.
Yeah.
And
because he's just a bit of area control directly in front of the goal and the surrounding area up the pitch. But
Fish have linked to so many dodges that you're not going to get the counter charge. A good Fish player shouldn't let you. They've made a terrible mistake.
And they just move up, often charge him, and then just bounce off him,
into tap in, or push dodge him out. Right, players are off. So Michael Kumba has keep your chin up, won't touch the hair, grudge match, keep the ball moving, and fullback. Whilst Tom has sell it to the crowd, back in the game, get back in there, stick to the plan, and midfield general. The 7s have not appeared.
Not in there at all.
I don't believe. No seize the initiative, and no lone striker.
So is that Shark with the kickoff? Which I always find interesting. Like, I know there's been some...
There's two schools of thoughts. It's either
like
Shark or Siren.
Shark, right?
Is who you would traditionally want to.
And against Butchers, I would go with probably Siren, because I don't want to... If Shark goes up, he's going to go down. But trading 4 for 2, assuming you score, maybe you don't care. And when you've got Tenderizer in there, you do deny some of the options available to Shark, because it means he has to beeline to the person with the ball
angles,
or via Tenderizer.
So the highest either player have is a +6.
So re-rolling the scatter here. Thanks for using the dice tray. Catty. It's getting late in the day now. Catty. Influence allocation begins.
It's a really pretty even spread of abilities. I think Mike has ever so slightly better.
Do you think there are any teams in Guild Ball currently where they're not overly bothered about the effects, they only care about the numbers?
Fish.
Like Fish seem like one where it's like, I'm not too bothered about what they do, I just care about going first.
Yeah. So Mike has at best a +6, 1+5, 2+4s, and 1+3. Tom has 1+6, 1+5, 1+4, and 2+3s. So Mike edges it, but only on a 4-3. It is pretty
Super
darn
close.
even.
So the early cards played could possibly dictate who gets to maintain control of the game going forward. Like if someone feels like they can hold on to their 6, and the other player feels like they need to take it to try and steal it.
Yeah. So can we take a moment to appreciate the amazing Fisherman's goal, the anchor there.
Is it an anchor?
It's an anchor wedged into the ground, as if it's like from a old,
It's pretty sweet.
dilapidated ship.
It's a dilapidated boat. Anyone that watches wrestling will understand that. Anyone that doesn't watch wrestling will have no idea what I just did.
I have no idea what you just did.
I think I'd prefer the air of mystery than telling you.
Yeah, leave it. Oh, Rich Jennings is in chat with classic troll comments that he likes to leave.
Rich, you'll never be as annoying as you want to be.
So original. Hashtag tryhard.
So fetching it with meat hook, kicking it back to Brisket. Successful kick.
Yeah.
And keeps the momentum.
So guys in chat are really supporting the Fisherman for this one. They reckon Michael Kumba he was obviously the finalist of Vengeance, has done very well this year on the competitive scene, and is a dark horse to win the tournament. He's not a name that people are throwing out there immediately.
I believe he's one of Steve, who lost the last game because he's awful. One
Terrible
of his
Steve.
relatively regular opponents.
Yeah.
At least previously, before Steve moved up here to carry his terrible play up the country. I believe, Norwich.
Michael can only get better for not playing Steve.
Yeah, he can only improve because the best way to learn, as we discussed earlier, is from your mistakes.
Yeah.
And the only way you can learn by mistakes from playing Steve is from Steve's mistakes, because he makes just so many of them. Yes, Steve, we're bagging on you in the next game too.
It is true. Like, steal, sharpens steel, and if you play against better players than you will become better.
Yes. Yeah. Or quit.
Or quit, because you can't beat them.
That's the two routes. You'll quit out of frustration of never being able to beat them, or you will avoid the frustration. Because that's the big part, is if you can ignore the frustration and just accept, like, I need to learn, you become better. If you can't do that, you're in trouble. Yeah. So who's just slammed up there? Is that
That's
Philip?
Philip ramming it into Shark.
Straight into Shark.
Looking for 4s and 1.
That's a very bad
That's
dice
awful roll from Philip. What's that for her on a card?
I'm guessing it's going to be 2 damage.
4 hits. Oh.
He wants to get bleed on, right? Yeah.
Yeah, non-momentous blood rain. So they did get there. 2 damage and bleed. I mean, from what we've seen there, it looks like Meat Hook collected the ball, tooled her up, and then passed the ball to Brisket.
Yep.
And Brisket's a fantastic choice to keep the ball on for this game. 5s and 1 make it really difficult for the low-tack Fisherman to get the ball back.
Siren's the key to unlocking that puzzle.
Yep. So 4 damage there from 3 hits. Blood. It's working out how much he spent.
So one attack left.
There we go. I agree with chat. This is hyper aggressive.
Probably too aggressive.
Yeah, I mean, 3 damage.
Which I believe leaves Shark on 8.
It looks like 7. Just marked it all from the top. 7 health.
Right,
Confirmed.
he did the blood rain, which is 2 damage,
Up to
pain
3.
circle, which is,
And 3 momentum.
I wonder if Kumba's got a 9-incher.
Just Steve.
Just Steve.
Steve.
Doesn't use it very well. Just lets his opponent use it.
Yeah.
other innuendos are available.
Yeah. Hag next. Talisman.
Out, I'm guessing.
Who brought that one into the game, eh?
Oh man, Talisman's just the best. I think everyone will agree Talisman is the best trait in the game.
Yeah.
And the best playbook result in the game is, Mr. Giblin?
Well, it's either tackle, double dodge, or double dodge, double push.
Yeah, anything that involves pushes and dodges is very good.
Tackle, push, dodge is probably the best.
It's up there. Imagine if there was a tackle, push, dodge. Oof. Oof, one can dream. Perkins don't know what he's doing. Tag me in, coach.
Well, it technically is in a Scartha team.
You got work for that. No one else works.
You just want it. You want it on tap on the playbook on 2.
One.
On 1, a tackle, push, dodge.
Momentous.
Who knows? Maybe a navigator's got it.
Momentous.
Momentous
Tackle, double push, double dodge.
Ooh.
With a trait that adds a push dodge to every result you take.
Calm down.
6
your
inches
playtest
between.
Midas.
Oh, delicious. Fun fact, at one point I'm relatively certain we had a playtest version, I can't remember which model it was, that was triple push, triple dodge.
It was Midas.
It was Midas.
It was Midas.
Of course it was. What a guy. He's trying to restore his Season 1 prowess. Perkins won't have any of it.
I say, just wait.
Yeah.
Just wait.
One can dream. When Perkins is sleeping too much, I sneak in on his InDesign.
Yeah.
Oh man, who knew? Midas is speed 18. Who did that?
It's meant to be speed 8, no.
Just sneak a 1 in there.
Yeah.
Why stop at 1?
Speed 2.
3. Just 38 inch.
38 inch sprint across the board.
No, walk.
Walk.
Maybe that is over the top. I would do the walk. 36 inch walk, 8 inch sprint.
Yeah. No,
So his charge is awful, but his walk is
really
phenomenal.
lazy.
36 conveniently is the entire length of the board.
Yeah.
It's terrible to take him out. It just gives him a free reposition pretty much anywhere on the board. So that was Hag going in and doing what she does, just kind of throwing everyone around
Disengaging.
everywhere. So it's Sakana moved up and disengaged with Shark, I believe. And then there's a token next to her. I'm not sure what that token is. She got like decoy or something like that. She can see I'm very up to speed.
She does have
So
decoy.
it'd be decoy.
Not that decoy really does anything from where she is. But if it's free, might as well.
Yeah.
I think we'll have probably seen a Fisher's Reel legendary to push people around, maybe. Bring Sakana 2 inches forward, push Shark 4 inches that way, drag Fillet over to the side.
When?
If she legendaries.
I think she did.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying she did.
Right. I thought you said, I think she's going to.
No, I was running down what I think happened.
I'm back in the room. Yeah, it's probably worthwhile just to create that space.
Yeah.
Because there's no one else now in range.
No.
So he's probably got to just run Brisket away from Shark, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Chuck on Dirty Knives for the poison damage.
Yeah. Question from...
Oh, man, I'd love it if he just ran up there and
she's going to
off the ball.
thump it off the board. Not off the board, but just down.
Just up the pitch.
Grayscales is there. Don't do that. I mean, really, as the Butcher player, you're looking for a like direction 3, distance 6.
I think any of the mid-range numbers with a max range distance.
1-6 now. That seems terrible.
I think anything other than a 6 to the 6 is decent.
Yeah.
You're forcing him to go backwards.
Oh, yeah, but he 6 to the 5. He rolls that.
Okay, there you go. 2-1 is very good.
So 1 inch to the 2.
Yeah, maybe not very good. Maybe I'm overselling that. It's very awkward. Like, you just move up, grab the ball, go back, hope you're within 6 of Sakana, and then
Past the Sakana, past the Shark, 4 inch dodge, score. With Shark in the next.
Yeah. I think it's the allocation was off from the Butcher's player there. Like, he just hasn't...
No, he
hasn't left the coverage.
No. Well, he's done that thing that's very tempting with Fillet and front-loaded her. But he had the last activation. He should have seen how this played out.
Yeah, you just wait. Shark's going to have to go in at some point, and then you get him last. You know what momentum you're going in with, and ideally set up to be able to just finish him off at the top of the next turn, and then it's just you're without your captain for this turn, so you're sitting this one out, going in, taking your 1-inch dodges. So even if he can't do exactly what he wants to do here, I think the correct thing is grab the ball where they go over towards Sakana and drop it near him. And then Sakana just goes, scoops it. Doesn't really undo anything. He'd love to be able to make the pass, so he gets the momentum out of it just to shore up his momentum. But beggars can't really be choosers. Shark's going to get a lot of momentum.
Yeah. Well, Tenderizer's there.
Yeah, you just beeline at him.
So it looks like he's going to where they go to just drop the ball. Where's he going?
Keep it simple.
Yeah, it's one of the things with the Fisherman is you're playing the guild who likes to score. Don't try. There are times to be fancy when you are in a jam.
I feel like he's trying to rush getting the ball to Shark, and it just doesn't need to.
Yeah.
Like, my only suspicion here is that...
Oh, that was a...
Oh, he moved up, dropped while moving, and then scooted back over to that side to cover that side of the ball.
Yeah,
Seems fair.
Enough.
Like, sit him on the side of the pitch where... I mean, he's safe pretty much anywhere on the pitch with that unpredictable up, but...
I think it's like I just can't help but feel that the kick downfield far too early. I mean, Shark struggles to get it off Brisket. You know, he's tacked 6.
Even if Shark doesn't, he's not in a place to score, and that's you're kind of happy about that. You know they're going to score. It's Fish, but if you can make it so that Fish don't get to score in turn 1, you've done all right.
Yeah. The thing is, you could easily just drop back a little bit with Brisket. You keep her out of range of, engage Tenderizer and her.
So what he's done here is he's moved up. He's now hitting Fillet with Sakana. Takes a momentous dodge from it, and he just dropped the ball onto Shark when he
Fair enough,
up.
yeah.
So
I mean,
he'll take the momentum rather than going for the pass and risking losing control of the ball. I'll get my momentum with...
Yeah, and there's no counter-attack coming in because she's melee 1, so... Yeah. And Shark can generate. It's really strong.
Doesn't need the 4-inch dodge. Plenty of people around him. Princess moving up. See, I think Princess moving there is a peculiar choice because I'd have moved Tenderizer back.
Yeah, you bring him in deeper so that Shark has to overcommit to get to him.
Yeah. I feel like a prophet. I knew that Tenderizer was going to be a problem.
Tenderizer feels like a good choice, but in most matchups against Fisherman, I've never seen him be...
This is where Shark gets into tap-in range and then misses because it's 4s, not 3s, and we look really stupid.
Yep.
Is what I would be saying if Michael wouldn't also have a huge amount of momentum, so doesn't really care because he'll just go first next turn.
Go first and have a go again.
I mean, ideally, you get both because then you've got the general Fish start of, I'm 8 up and now I need to spend 3 turns chasing that ball, but once I get it, you're done.
Yeah. It's interesting. I think Michael had it right the first time.
Yeah, just go and
bounce off Tenderizer.
See him and Steve go to the same widget shop to make sure that they double up as their birth certificates.
Yep.
So peculiar. Just go straight at Tenderizer.
4s and 1.
My only assumption is he's scared of the counter attack, which is possibly reasonable concern.
Yeah. But then you bounce over to the dog and start doing this anyway.
Well, I'm not sure why, if you're doing that, why you don't just charge into that gap between...
the 2 of them, engage Tenderizer, hit him.
What's the model just to the right of Tenderizer?
Boiler. Yeah.
So yeah, you move up, you hit Boiler, you charge Boiler but engage both.
Yep.
And then just start bouncing off Boiler instead, but keep Tenderizer in check. I've made the same mistake in the game that I played against Steve because it's been a while since I've played Guild Ball.
Yeah.
I realised too late that the thing you do against Tenderizer is engage him, and then you're not bothered. And I feel like that's potentially what's going here, but I could be wrong.
I think what Michael had in mind first is the correct choice, and it looks like he's going back to it now after thinking about it.
Because it's relatively riskless. Like, you go in, you're going to get at least a dodge.
Yeah,
If they declare a counter attack, you take the dodge out and just hit Boiler instead.
Yeah,
and if you don't get it, then if they don't declare the counter attack, just keep going until they do, and then do that.
Players just confirming the defense of the Butcher's players. So Shark there walking into engagement. And then hits Tenderizer. Tom having to think about whether he wants to
don't think it's worth it. Don't think it's worth it. He does
declares the counter,
but I think that's a poor choice.
Well, he's got the push dodge if he wants it.
Oomph. Best result.
Yeah. You push yourself out of engagement of Boiler so you can't be counter-attacked. Shove Tenderizer away. Dodge back off Boiler into him.
I don't know if at this point you just hit Boiler instead. You don't have to worry about... Oh, no, because he did declare the counter-attack.
Yeah,
so
so
you're not.
But now you hit Boiler, dodge back in, push, and then try and hit those push dodges. He can't counter-attack against you again. And if not, whatever. At the end, you dodge out.
Yeah, you just dodge out. You're going to be in tapping range irrelevant of what happens. So he's now in tapping range. Making a hit against Boiler. Cannot counter-attack this one.
Momentous dodge. Doesn't care that he rolled nothing.
Who saw it coming? Not me.
Back to Tenderizer. Yep, back into range of Tenderizer.
Then hits Tenderizer again. Takes the stagger, is it?
Stagger to drop his defense by 1. Yep. Now 2s. 2s and 1, gets 4.
Push dodge if he wants it. Does take the push dodge because it's the best result in the game.
Well, this way you want to be measuring the 4 inches.
Seeing if you can get him out of...
Yeah. One more attack.
I'm guessing this is where he wants to get him out of the 4 here.
Yeah. Either get him out of the 4 or just disengage from Tenderizer. 5 could knock him down.
I'd push dodge it because you're not too bothered about him standing up. His aura's still there.
Why is he?
He's moving him.
He's not moving him out of 4.
Backwards, but he's not moving him out of 4. And being within 4 is the danger. So if he now misses this, it's entirely on him because he could have got it to a point where the -1 TN aura isn't up.
Isn't relevant, and the counter charge goes. Like if you can get Tenderizer out of 4,
it does
his
go
value.
in.
He does score though.
In a shocking turn of events on 5 dice, it does go in.
Yeah. 4-0 to the Fisherman. And decided now whether he wants to take the 4-inch dodge with the momentum. He's got tons of it.
He's going to be bleeding, which means that Shark is going to be on 4 health.
Yep.
He's going to win initiative. There's not really much of a question in that unless he selects a card very poorly. At this point, if I'm Michael, I'd probably play my 6 just to definitely guarantee it.
Play your 6. You got sell it to the crowd. I think that's...
But I would have potentially taken that dodge from Shark. So I'm at the extreme of the
8.
tap-in.
Yeah. Oh, right. Okay, yeah.
For as much freedom as I can on a snapshot, dependent on where the ball goes. If Shark can't go and get it, then I go and get it with somebody else to set up for the snapshot.
Now, what's really nice for Michael here is his 6 is sell it to the crowd. When a friendly model scores, they can use the 4-inch knee slide for free. Run the length. The Tenderizer's yet to activate, so you might as well just go and get right up in Shark's face.
Yep, no reason not to.
Then we got Siren.
I love watching fish.
Rundown for the lineup. Just
I love watching fish. Okay,
yeah, like
so fish player is Shark, Salt, Sakana, Siren, Hag, and Grayscales. Very, very standard lineup for those that are caught us late. Shark is on 7 health after a super early onslaught from Philip, perhaps too early. He is bleeding, so unless he decides to spend 2 to clear, we'll be on 4 health at the top of the next turn, but it's likely that the fish player will be getting next turn. And then over to the Butcher's lineup, we've got Philip, Princess, Brisket, Tenderizer, Meat Hook, and Boiler. And I think me and Jamie both generally agree that we're not sure how good the Tenderizer pick was, because it seems like such a no-brainer, but is in fact a no-brainer.
Both the Tenderizer and Boiler pick. I don't think Boiler does much in this matchup.
Nope, because they only really care about 1 success at a time, and generally you're taking Boiler in this lineup to rank up your defense on Philip.
Yep.
I think a better pick, as you say, would have been Shank. Or perhaps Ox for another 2-inch melee, maybe.
Or New Gutter to really get to grips with them.
Yeah, I forgot about Gutter.
Use your grapple hook. So we just heard from the players there that Tom's played maybe like 2 games against Fish. He doesn't usually play against them in his local meta.
Well, when we measure games in Fish, we measure them in halves, because you only ever play half a game against the Fish. So he's played 1 game against the Fish, and by the sounds of it, he lost both halves.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Tom just showed his hand way too early. Philip's out there all on her own. The influence allocation seemed off. He's way too committal into 3 models.
4 on Brisket is too much.
Especially out there on the wing. Like, there's no way she can get in range to score there. Shark does take the 3 from the bleed, and the bleed does go away because he is nowhere near Philip. No, that doesn't happen anymore. Philip heals if she's close, right? She hasn't taken any damage because she's against Fish and there's no Corsair in sight.
Yeah. No, I didn't quite catch what cards they played.
And they are, because they're in sleeves, can't quite see from the glare, and the other camera doesn't quite catch them.
It might catch one of them.
We know that Michael's going first. He's put 6 straight onto Shark.
Yep, standard.
In a shocking turn of events.
Classic Fish. Classic Fish. Also, you expect to see the legendary this turn.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Shark's going to score here. I think he's just going to get some momentum and ramp it up. Like, he can get there, but I don't know if he can get back into range.
Get back into it. Yes. Grayscales isn't a bad shout.
Sakana, it's right in the middle of the pitch.
Yeah. I missed where he stood, to be fair.
Slap back in the middle of the pitch.
You don't put 6 influence on Shark when he's got 4 health against the Butchers if you're not activating him first.
Yeah, he has to go first or he's gone.
Yeah.
I was wondering if the card that Michael played was the 4 dodge one.
No, that's a 7. That neither player has that one.
Right. Because that'd be very good. Just Shark's going to go back over towards the ball now.
Yeah.
But no, it'll be Shark going first. He'll probably get over there and perhaps pass it back to Sakana, maybe.
Pass to Sakana,
pass it back to Grayscales.
Grayscales is super safe there. Yeah. There's 1 2-inch melee.
And no one near to bounce off to get the dodges from Philip into Grayscales either.
It's something that we came back to. If you remember previous Vengeance streams, previous Guild Ball National streams, you need to have a good chunk of 2-inch melee in your team to deal with Fisherman.
Yep.
You can't... Like, Meat Hook is fantastic for brawling fights because she dishes out Hook, puts out Bleed for Philip, puts out Tooled Up.
So I'm guessing here, possibly going to be looking... I can't work out if he's going to go for hits to dodge around. Or if he's just going to Tidal Surge himself. I'm out. I'm good. That super expensive web they go, that it doesn't matter how expensive it is if it gets you your second goal.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, right? It looks like he's measuring out. If he comes around this way. Players saying that clock's probably... Tom saying that, Michael, the clock's not going to be an issue. I think you can take your time to plan out your goal runs pretty well. I don't really know what the Fish are capable of. And after seeing the turn 1, he's kind of like,
It's a very, like, cookie-cutter Fish opener.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it had a weird twist in it, which is, here, have the ball. But
Yeah.
outside of the weird twist, it's been pretty standard as to how it would work out.
Yeah, like I legitimately think having Brisket run over onto that fast ground and just stand there with the ball.
Yeah.
Like 5-1 is miserable.
Like
and
Shaq can get there.
Oh,
Shaq
yeah,
will always Shaq can get everywhere, but you want to make him so that when he
has
gets
to
there and gets the
work.
ball, he's stuck standing there.
He has to work for that ball retrieval off Brisket. And with Siren being on the other side of the pitch to where Brisket was, it seemed foolish to kick the ball deep into the fish half.
But learning experience.
Oh,
And
yeah,
Tom's
yeah.
kind of very, very much admitting like this is going to be one that I'll hopefully learn from because he's fish out of water. Anyone? Thank you, Ronan.
It's the... there we go. He's got his steppers out. But it's no use yet. So we've got a 2-inch dodge or 2-inch...
Is this game going to go long enough for Michael's cards and tokens to start edging their way up the pitch as they did last time?
End up covering his goal token.
The
Well, I don't know
tsunami that flows from his tokens and widgets as they just gradually mob the entire pitch. Because what will happen here is he'll lay these all out, and then he'll move the ones that he's laying out as he needs to.
Yeah.
But the ones that are just thrown in the top right of the pitch, they stay there now.
Yeah,
That's where they live until they get nudged further and further up the pitch.
I'm intrigued to see what the plan is here.
So it's going to be hit dodge, hit dodge, hit dodge, hit dodge,
Yeah.
move, back, score.
But there has to be a counter-attack at some point during all of this. And Tenderizer knocks down on 2 hits.
But he has the tidal surge as the safety. The safety net. As long as he doesn't move in any part of this and can maintain engagement, I think
so long
he's
as,
good.
As long as the first one is momentous, he doesn't really care about the...
The only part that I'm intrigued about is if Michael remembers that when he does, assuming make the move from where the ball is back to there, that he doesn't just get counter-charged.
I've seen some amazing counter charges. Oh, there you are, using both dice trays. 3.
Takes a dodge.
So takes a 1-inch dodge.
Yep.
Gets some momentum. No counter-attack declared. Now, with no counter-attack declared there, I'd have been tempted to take the double dodge.
Might have been tempted to take the stagger. Fish for that knockdown. Then that frees up so much of what you do. You just run off.
Yeah. You just sprint.
Go for the stagger and hunt for the knockdown. I mean, at the point that he's 2s and 1 and you're rolling 6 dice, you've got a momentum to bonus time. So next hit, so that hit you stagger. Next hit you take a dodge to get your momentum to then go for another hit and bonus time.
Bonus time the knockdown.
To fish for the knockdown. Run off, get the ball, score.
Well, run off, run back in that same massive...
hit him. Or, I mean, once he's on the floor, you keep hitting him as much as you like.
Yeah.
Once you know you've got the influence to get over there, get the ball and scoot back. Would be probably where I was looking, but I'm terrible, so... So I believe this is the tidal surge.
Yeah.
So he wanted 1 momentum, then I'm going to tidal surge you out of my way, and then I'm just going to wander through.
Yeah, really nice.
The added layer of risk. If he misses his tidal surge, that's all over. And that is why...
Well, the thing is, if you were going for that, why not take the stagger? Get the momentum. Tidal surge.
right.
Does the inch need...
Feels like this is a backup. This is like a plan he's just thought of.
Yeah.
Because you definitely take the stagger.
Yeah. Take the stagger, make it 2s. You have 3 dice needing 2s.
And you have your momentum still.
You still have that point of momentum. You still have a 9-inch sprint, which gets you there to snap the ball. So I'm very happy with everything that's just gone on there.
He's okay with the plan.
I say very happy.
So now he pays
agrees.
for the tidal surge.
Oh, is he not tidal surged yet?
No.
Oh. He has spent 7? No, more than this. He has spent 10 minutes on this activation. So he's not rolled his dice yet.
Rolling for
3s, gets them all. So yeah, the tidal surge is successful. So counter charge is done.
Yep, that's gone. So is the minus to TN.
Yep.
Pops his legendary before he scoots off.
Yep. Does the legendary back where he was, so he clips as many as possible.
He's not sure if he said it before or after. I think I heard him say it, but I might be imagining things because that's definitely the thing you should do.
Yeah.
Because it catches all of them bar brisket and fillet.
Brisket, fillet, and then those two, whatever.
Not too bothered. Like, sure, fillet might go off and get a 6 VP activation here on Hag, maybe.
I think so. Hag, remember, has that fear. Yep. Too much influence sunk in.
Possibly, yeah.
All right, shot and goal.
Does go in.
Just gets it on 1-6. It is a goal, though, so 8-0 to the Fisherman. And Tom choosing to kick back where it is now. Don't show your hand yet, Tom. There's still a 4-inch dodge to maybe go. And there is a freebie slide for the game plan card.
So Shark's going to drop. He's got 4 health left.
Yeah.
So big lesson for Tom here, I guess, is it's equally important that you are protecting the ball as you are being aggressive.
Yeah.
Because my only concern here is usually I would say now we have to work out where the next goal comes from.
But you've got Grayscales loaded.
I'm not sure if Tom is aware of where that goal can come from to protect against it, if that makes sense. But before you can set yourself up in a position to defend against conceding a goal, you need to be aware of the places it can come from, and it just doesn't seem like that's...
I mean, he needs to go with Brisket and get the ball back on her.
So they need to do a scatter of that ball. Yeah. You can't just say it's going there, guys.
Yeah.
Anyone want to... Oh, Michael's changed. He's put all those widgets away. He's a changed man.
Changed man. Unless we've got the wrong guy.
Little tub with his momentum in it to keep track.
He's obviously been...
Scathing comments that we gave last time have really hit home. You're welcome, Michael. You're welcome.
Scatter the ball.
Scatter the ball. That's not how it works.
This is one of those moments where both players are so deep in the tank of...
Well, I think Michael's probably... Oh, ball has moved, so he's now deciding where it's going.
Okay,
they haven't done that yet. I think Michael's obviously at a point where he's trying not to get carried away. Because this has been... I think, being entirely honest, and this might be unfair, I think he took far longer than he should have on that activation.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that activation cost him 14 minutes on his clock. I mean, for what is... And without being mean to Michael, a very easy shark run on goal.
Well, it's not even so much that. It's just the fact that the plan clearly changed en route, because I do not understand why you would take that dodge and not the stagger if your plan all along was for the tidal surge.
Yeah. So it travelled in the 6, 1 inch.
So it has actually landed exactly where it was before. I'd be intrigued to get screen grabs of those side by side to see quite how close it was to going into the exact same place.
Tom's looking for a takeout when he should be looking to get that ball on Brisket away from the Fisherman.
Yeah, because Sakana and Grayscales, that's dangerous.
Yeah.
Because Grayscales can get that, and even if he's not in range himself, that's an easy snapshot.
Yeah.
But I do love a good snapshot.
Oh, yeah. Well, the thing is, Michael should have one. I think he's got 2 momentum there. Similarly, Sakana can probably sprint over there.
Yes, Sakana can easily get there. Sakana can get there and be attacking Meat Hook en route to get the momentum needed.
Well, when you talk about Fisherman, and you say, how do I win? This is probably the game you want to show them.
Yeah.
And it is your turn 1 pressure on goal,
coverage on the whole pitch.
You win it, you go second, you go first in turn 2, you score a goal, use your legendary shark to pin them in place, and then hunt the ball with the rest of your team.
Yeah.
I mean, the
one thing that is often very different at this point is that Shark usually goes down in turn 2.
Yeah.
Sometimes in turn 1, just to make it so that he's not wreaking havoc in your back line. But it's still very similar setup to just spread your players across the ball, spread your influence as best you can. Shark gets 6 when he's in position to do the many different things he can do to get a goal.
Yeah.
And if you're in a turn where you're playing it without Shark, or you're aware that Shark is on low health and is going to be a target early on, you give him less influence.
Yeah, give him 2.
Ideally, if that's going to happen, you try to get him in a snapshot range, because then,
like he is now.
Whereas there is always, if someone's got influence, they're a threat. If Shark is standing up in snapshot range, that is just as much threat as if he has influence on him. So that's like a proxy effective influence. Spread it out as best you can, and then you get a load of momentum because you have momentous dodges on one on all of those players.
Yep. So the reverse is happening here. Tom just is in
the tank,
deep in the tank, trying to figure out how does he unpick this mess.
It's fairly easy. You go with Meat Hook and you pass it to Brisket.
And
you dodge her backwards.
Dodge her backwards onto that back a bit of rough ground. If someone comes towards you, you sprint forwards up the pitch.
Or hoof it past them.
Yeah.
But then you need to be careful, because then if you take people out, they're coming on where you've kicked that ball.
I think you just leave it on Brisket. Until Siren gets there, people really struggle to get the ball back. Like, against this male team, or the male aggressive team, you get Shark, Sakana, Grayscales.
Because
5s and 1 is just miserable. And
granted, Siren is fast enough to really ask the question.
Oh yeah, but she can't sprint and seduce.
I was thinking more the lure.
Lure to bring her back in.
Bring her back in and surround her to make the 5-1 less of an issue.
Yeah. But with close control, you need to do it twice.
Who's got close control?
Brisket.
No.
Does she not?
Unpredictable.
Oh, okay. I think you're right, yeah. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you're right.
So apologies for the gap in commentary.
Yeah,
we're not really sure. Like, that would probably be my play.
Yeah, I think similarly mine. That's a good one. Similarly mine is to just sprint with Brisket, pick it up and move. Although I do prefer the Meat Hook pass.
Yeah. Just gets it further away and means that Brisket hasn't activated yet, so you can be reactive to the movements.
Yeah. Even Michael saying, I think this is the best thing for you to do, is to sprint. Try and kick the ball over to Brisket. Just realised it.
Pray this lands.
Yeah.
Imagine if this scatters off the pitch.
Yeah. Just about successful. And spends momentum.
For the dodge. Interesting, it's gone forwards. Grayscale's got push dodges. Asking for a friend.
High up, if any.
Yeah, very high up on the 5.
Yeah.
That's not happening. Ball's gone could be... he's never going to hit ball's gone, is he?
No. Unless he charges. Unless he defensives.
5-1.
And one momentum.
9 dice. I mean, possible, sure,
Yeah,
within the
we
realms
saw,
of possibility, but likely.
Some amazing fives rolled against Jason earlier.
That is fair. That is fair.
It feels so long ago. Did Jason win that game in the end?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just.
Yeah, Harriet failed.
Harriet whiffed, and I think Jason still wins that on average dice because Harriet whiffs and then Colossus can get the goal, but there's an activation of Gutter going in on Harriet
To kill
and on
her.
average dice getting rid of her with Jason on the 11.
Yeah.
Does it count as a spoiler alert when it's afterwards for people watching on YouTube?
Shouldn't be. What's Grayscale's going to do, Michael? Defensive stance, do it.
See, I don't know how much influence did Grayscales have? 3?
I think he had 3.
Because I would be looking for the tackle and then kick it off the pitch.
Get the pitch into that,
Just kick it
middle.
off the side of the pitch and scatter it from the middle. There's once it's in there, there's nowhere
safe
bad that can go because the only model available to you to get it back out to Brisket is already activated.
Yeah.
And if Brisket has to move in from the wing...
Yeah. So, thinking time for Tom again. Just defensive stance, make it 6s. 6 is 1. Grayscales doesn't get that without the gods smiling on him. Oh, right, there wasn't a charge.
Well, Grayscales only had 1 on him.
Oh, okay.
I guess. Takes...
No, point blow there.
Got nothing.
Don't go and attack Sakana. Oh.
So it's poised.
It's poised, and he's got double dodge on 2. You bonus time it. Oh no, he's got double dodge on 4. Apologies. I'm thinking Grayscales. So 1, 2, 3. 2 damage.
Puts Sakana on 13. Takes the dodge. Obviously, no momentum because it's counter-attack, but does take the dodge. And then in come the rest of the attacks.
Yeah. Non-momentous blood rain.
Blood rain, so 2 damage, gets him bleeding, leaves him on 11 health and bleeding, and she's got 4 attacks to go through, so wouldn't be shocked to see Sakana go down here.
Yep.
Should, on that wonderful phrase that we love to use, average dice, go down.
Oh, well, there you go.
My bad, that one's on me. Sorry, Tom, that one's on me.
Now he needs to spike. Thanks, Alex.
That one's on me. Sorry, bud.
There you go, you spike.
You're welcome.
4. It's up to 3. Oh, Tom. Sorry, Michael's doing that thing that I don't really like to see, where he's calling your results out for you.
Cheerleading these results.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's frustrating.
You're
taking this. It's like, well, give me a second.
Yeah. I can see why like an experienced player who knows the cards can read the game a little bit better, but I think I feel when watching a game it can come across as rude.
Yeah.
You say, well, you're going to take the 3, aren't you? Like.
Yeah. My turn. I'll tell you what I'm doing.
I'll play your turn. You roll a dice. I'll tell you what you're doing. And then legendary.
So, Sakana with 2 left. Legendary takes the rest.
Yep. So that's 2 for the butchers. They get on the board. Legendary to kill Sakana there. Might not be terrible, to be fair.
Oh no, that's in the position that Sakana was in. It's what we were talking about earlier with that board control. That board control that was established has vanished now.
Yeah.
which I actually put down to potentially incorrect allocation. We've seen that Tom is favouring, and this comes down to being able to recognise what your opponent is thinking and doing.
Yeah.
Your opponent is looking at Brisket as their ball carrier, as their safe ball carrier.
Yeah.
And Brisket is on the wing. So you give the influence to the models that are able to reach the wing.
Yeah, yeah.
Granted, it could, if Grayscale's got more influence, does that go over to Brisket? I would argue it still has to, because there's literally no other play on the board that keeps that ball remotely close to safe.
Yeah. So midfield general was played to allow +1/+1 move because he expected the legendary to come in. And one of his lowest cards as well. Tom saying this is pretty rough. Michael saying if you hadn't killed Sakana, I think I'd have got another goal. Or at least, or at least setting up for one. He said.
I'm guessing that's Hag, Fisher's Reel, him closer.
Yeah.
So the setup is Sakana goes over and hits Brisket and hopes to get the ball and then hoof it up to Shark.
With two, only needing 2 successes with 6 dice, that is average because he's anatomical.
Yeah.
Like potentials there.
So it'd be the Fisher's Reel, but it'd be Fisher's Reel, then a charge, take the tackle, hoof it up to Shark.
Yeah. I mean, maybe you could position it in such a way. I can't gauge the distance there between Shark and where Sakana could land within 2 inches of.
Yep.
For being in range for the snapshot, but
definitely not. Definitely not. Because that line from the midline to the kind of the first hard line is 8 inches.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. And you're at an angle.
Yeah. So I think it's 8. It's 8 or 6, but I'm pretty sure it's 8. Looking at the size of that 8-inch widget that's still on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely is, because there's 20 inches between goal to goal.
Yeah.
Wait, no, so it's 6 inches. That line in the middle must be 6 rather than 8. If there's 20 inches between goal to goal.
4, 6.
It's a 4 and a 6, a 4 and a 6.
So it could
I think because it's diagonal, probably out, but take it into consideration the 2-inch melee. If Sakana can get that deep, perhaps. Sorry if that was really loud for headphone users. I just smacked my mic with my hand. I'm sad how little Salt's done.
He's been on that side of the field just in case the ball went over there.
Clean up duty, yep. And as we all know, Shark should be where Salt and Shark's positioning should be swapped.
Yeah, I mean, you should always score turn 1 with Salt to really rub it into your opponent.
It's just to get a favourable trade.
Oh yeah.
4 for 1 versus 4 for 2. 4 for 1 and a mascot down versus 4 for 2 and a captain down.
Yeah.
I know which I prefer. Granted, you don't really have that freedom against Tenderizer.
So that Siren there, just coming in to attack. Takes some momentous dodge.
Who saw it coming?
Right.
Not me. Another one. Nothing.
That's the one with the crowd out.
Dude,
oh, tree! Cancer juicer. Ha!
You're mine now. You belong to me.
Well, no one can really attack anyone, so this juice doesn't do all that much.
No, you just take the dodge, I think. Single dodge, and run away. Yep.
Takes momentous dodge.
Brisket on the go. Believe Brisket. Mascot's still to go. Mascot's gone.
No, mascot's still to go. Tenderizer still to go. Fisherman had the activation robbed. That was Sakana.
Sakana, yeah. Cool. These people that finish games already, or we always get the ones that take forever.
That's it. You say forever. Because still, like, a good
to say,
45 minutes on the clock.
It's a hangover from how long that Kumba activation was.
Yeah.
It felt like it took all day.
So again, sorry just for the lulls in commentary, but the players here just trying to think of...
Same. The players are just trying to think of what to do, and so am I. Because I really don't, like, outside of shift brisket up the pitch,
Yeah.
just run away from...
I mean, you don't want to risk the parting blow because you don't want to just give him the ball because then you can't get it back.
It's fair.
You don't want to move around inside his melee zone because then he just gets to reposition. Like, brisket's in a pretty nasty place.
Yeah.
So, Tom there just asking, what happens
What's
if
the kicking
somebody's...
rules?
What are the kick rules? If someone's on the ball path, what happens? It is -1 dice to the kick, and if the final position of the ball lands with them on the path, they give a chance to intercept it. Interception, one of the weirder little rules of Guild Ball.
Yeah. Especially when the rules for it are different between... I say the rules are different when there are types of kick where you can't intercept it.
Yeah.
Sorry, headphone
Ow,
users.
that
Just
hurt-
smack
that-
my mic again.
That hurt me.
Played for.
Should we start that game?
Yeah, no, we won't do that.
Ronan says no.
Ronan says no.
I looked for permission, and he said no. Don't do
Just that whistling. Whistling's the worst
Oh,
for
yeah,
headphone
yeah.
users.
Just get Gaz.
Stupid rustly beard.
Yeah. I'll bring out the Vuvuzelas.
Yeah, I haven't done the Vuvuzelas yet.
No, people were like, ha 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 ha, the first time.
Good one. From that World Cup, like 14 years ago. That wasn't that long ago, was it? Vuvuzelas was 8 years ago?
Yeah?
So this one was Russia.
Yeah.
Well, before that was...
So Google.
I want to say the one
Go on,
before...
call it. Call it.
I want to say it was... Brazil, and then South Africa was before that one.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
8
so
years
2010.
ago.
8 years ago. Wow. That was a throwback. 8 years ago.
I wasn't as far away with my 14 years.
No.
Despite the fact that it isn't
It's
a multiple of 4.
Yeah. It has a 4 in it. For the guys just joining, asking who did all the damage on Shark, it was Fillet, but she didn't have enough influence to take him out.
Yep.
And that happened in turn 1. He has 3 health left. Or 4 health left. So Tom here.
Yeah, in terms of damage, he's just removed Sakana, and then there's the 4 from turn 1 on Shark. There's no more damage out.
Tom now is asking if I leave your melee zone and you tackle it,
Just going for it.
It just
I
go.
think I'd do the same.
Yeah.
Like, you've spent this long looking at it, and you're like, yeah, I can't see an easy way out, so I'll take the hard way out and try and get a goal.
And
then you'll win, and that's fine.
You have no influence left. You can't score this turn. Maybe the heavens smile on me. I get first.
He's way up on momentum.
Yeah.
Well, I say way. He's doubling the amount of momentum.
Which means he can go first, and depending on where the ball lands.
Assuming that
be a pain.
he didn't play his 6.
He played his midfield general. He played his 3.
So he's got his 6. So if he can maintain this, if he maintains this,
if the ball isn't
the issue
tackled,
is if he bonus times the shot and then doesn't get a screamer,
yeah.
but then he's still 1 up.
He's still 1 up, and he plays his 6.
So that the highest each has is 6.
Yeah.
So yeah, as long as he maintains this, I'd go for it.
What else you got? And if you score, it's 6-8.
Otherwise, outside of that, you're just going to sit camping the ball until he eventually rolls high enough to take it off you.
Yeah. Go for it. Be brave, Tom. Everyone channel their braveness into Tom.
Yeah. Give him your energy.
Sending good vibes to Tom.
Much like Cher, I believe in life after love.
3 dice. Wait, what does Grayscale's tackle on? Just double check for me. It is 2, isn't it? Oh, now he's looking at a pass to Philip. Go for the goal, man. Go for the goal.
Just
Be
go for
brave, Tom. Be brave.
Just go for it.
Go for it. Don't go 3 dice looking for a 6 when you could go 3 dice looking for a 4 and get 4 VPs. Oh.
Lovely camera angle, that one.
So he's put up super shots. He has moved a few inches forwards to get him in range of Fillet. Grayscale's unpredictable.
I still reckon he's going to get
engage.
it.
4 dice.
He's going to get it.
4 dice down to 3. -2 because there's a model on the path.
I reckon he's getting it.
3 dice, needing a 6.
I believe.
He gets it!
I do believe in. I gave him all of my energy.
Tom, we channeled
but now
you.
I need a nap. I gave him too much of my energy.
Yeah, he was easily in range for the goal there, but
he was in range. You just didn't want to take the parting blow, and that's reasonable.
Yeah, I mean, Philip now has the ball. Dodge her away.
When she's safe from, at least immediately safe from models coming back on the pitch.
Interesting.
And gets the first activation of the next turn, which might be a curse rather than a blessing. Unless he's just looking to pick up points, and he's sort of feeling this out. He feels like he's learning, but is aware that it's not a game he can come back from to win.
Yeah.
Unless something extraordinary happens. So just rack up points.
Yeah.
He's trying to work out, for those watching, he's just trying to work out if he's taking the 4-inch dodge.
He must have spent about 14 minutes on this activation, because they are now equal on clock again.
Yep, played for. In fact, Kumba's up.
Kumba's now up on clock. So, again, agreeing with chat, if he plays his 6 here, he's in a great position. Have they moved his other models yet? Did he move his other models?
Yeah.
Okay.
They were super slow, weren't they?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And they didn't have influence, so they could only walk.
To have Tenderizer or Meat Hook go kill Shark.
I mean, the thing he has to be wary of is Siren standing directly next to Philip.
Yeah, you just seduce her.
At least try to.
Yeah.
So Legendary's gone.
Yep.
That nightmare is over.
So Mike played keep the ball moving for +1/+0 kick to really nail home that goal if he can get the ball. And I assume Sell It to the Crowd was played by Tom.
I would assume so, yeah. I mean, he's allocating first, so he's definitely going first. Kuma remembering his goal influence.
Yep.
Good job.
Always important.
Troublesome goal influence. So what do you reckon? He's going to try and kill Hag and score?
No, I reckon he kills Shark with Tenderizer.
But then... Oh, right, yeah. Because then he's got no one in the middle of the pitch to strip the ball and do anything with it. Like, he can get the ball back, but then...
I mean, Siren could. Siren's got a tackle on 2 or 1. She's rolling 4 dice. Not in range. Tackle on 3. I take it back. I take it all back.
Yep.
It's a big risk, that one. How about Hag?
Tackle on the 3, but only tack 4.
Tack 4 up to 5. Again, needing 5s.
That's not happening on 5s. That ball's pretty safe.
Yeah. So yeah, I think load up Tenderizer, have him go.
About Salt.
Tackle on 2.
Tack 2. Charge. Easy life.
He's got 2. Salt has 2.
Yep. Yeah, I think we agree. Dependent on dice, some favourable dice rolls, there are many ways Kumba can get the ball back.
Yeah.
There are very few ways that Kumba can score with it.
Yeah. Especially if, I don't think he's allocated as such. But maybe Meat Hook's going to go try to do it, but I prefer Tenderizer to deny the counter-attack.
Probably Tenderizer.
I mean, he's got, what, 4 health left?
Yeah, he's got 4 health left. Tenderizer can take 4 influence. Yeah, you just give him 4.
So you charge, knockdown,
charge, knockdown, and then
and
get
then
the 2
swing.
get through.
You've got 2 swings at def 3 on 1, needing 3 hits after armor. It's not
tacked on. Whereas it's more reliable on meat hook, but you've got a counter attack in there to deal with.
Yeah, attack 6, force 1, double dodge on 2.
Yeah.
Average dice gets you that double dodge. So Tom's thinking about killing Siren, which is Tom's realised that if he tries to score, he just gives the Fisherman the ball and they win.
I'm not sure they do.
Yeah,
well, in current situation, they do.
If
probably.
Yeah.
But if he deals with Shark first, he can then score.
Yeah.
Because at the moment, everyone's too far back to be able to go straight in and score, depending on where the ball scatters to.
Just going to go through chat.
Oh, of course, if Siren attacks, she's not ever going to do the tackle, is she? She's just going to... Oh, no, she does. Oh, well, so he was talking about the counter attack there, wasn't he? Yeah. That's what he needs, the 3 dice needing. Just trying to work out what he's talking about the 3 dice needing 5. So I was like, no, to tackle you need... And I was like, oh, you mean the counter attack. I don't feel like getting Siren gets you anywhere. But in the same vein, you can get Siren... Does that... I mean, it means he's not scoring this turn, but I'm not sure if that means Michael's not. But Shark's just going to beeline it all the way back. But if Shark beelines all the way back and gets the ball, I don't get how he gets back up the pitch.
Well, I think he tries to leave it with 1 and just boot it over into that right side.
I think you ideally...
I think we've had a judge call.
Ideally, he hooks it in and then gets it to Grayscales, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Grayscales is ideal for this.
Because he's just safe at that point.
Yeah, the 2-inch melee is...
And then you just park it on Grayscales up in that top corner and just sit there, get as much momentum as you can, go first, and then just...
Yeah. So the rules query there from Michael was, if I'm an inch away from the forest, am I in cover? And the answer was, no, you have to be in the forest to benefit from cover.
I still think the right play here is get rid of Shark. I agree with you. I think it's very easy to get attracted to there, but if you just asking all these questions about the numbers and finding out, realizing that Siren is tack 3, can get the seduce and then not really do anything with it once she's got the ball.
A fish going first. Oh, parting blow. Parting blow from Hag.
Yeah.
Oh, so that confused me.
Tom having his mind blown again in this game by the moving tree.
Yeah.
So going for Siren. I think he's got sucked into a trap here of just tunnel visioning the middle of the board.
Yeah. All right, well, that's pretty good rolling. That's 4 hits.
So it's what he wanted with the bleed, because now he doesn't need to roll particularly highly to get her gone. 8 health left on Siren.
Yeah.
Still not sure this is the right call.
Oh, sorry, Siren's 4s against a girl, isn't she?
Yes.
Wow. Get in cover. Don't dodge to within 1, though. Counter comes in.
Don't think
no, because you just dodge back in, don't you?
Yeah, don't think it's worth it. Now it's bleeding. It's got so much mobility.
Yeah. Oh.
He's fine.
Yeah.
It's 3 damage.
2 up to 3. It's getting greedy. He's trying to... One health left on...
Not quite sure how that works out, but sure.
Yeah. So dodge in there to get within 2 of Hag so she can
Dodge in
kill
and go and
then
hit
dodge in
her
on
too.
Hag.
So that is Siren down.
Siren's down, so it's 4 for the Butchers.
And then the dodge in. And then the fear, meaning this cost 2.
Fear's been triggered here, so cost 2. It's the last attack coming in from Philip.
Does Hag have any influence on her? Doesn't look like it.
No. Got Talisman.
But it just meant in terms of getting the ball off.
Oh, yeah.
It's not happening.
Not happening. Just double checking the momentum matches up with the influence spent. So 1 damage onto Hag. Hag's got a surprising amount of health.
Yeah.
She's quite tough to take down, especially with the fear each turn. Sakana come back on down on the bottom end of the pitch next to those cards.
So yeah. So that's where they're leaving the cards that they've played, and I believe that 8 is his victory points.
That's his victory points. So can Shark get back, get the ball, and score?
Just moving that obstruction out the way.
Yeah. So he jogs.
Measurement.
Like you see, he can jog, tidal surge to within range, attack.
Just don't see what it does.
It frees the ball up.
Who's passing it to? I'm not sure who it gets passed to.
Salt.
It's not within 8.
You're not within 8.
I'm not within 8. I'm in a different room. Do you want to borrow my 9-incher? Anyone that's just joined is just like, what are you going on about?
And yeah, I agree with chat here. Shark should be dead at this point. I think killing Shark first is the right choice. I mean, it's worked out well so far. I mean,
I 100% get what you're saying, but I don't see what Shark coming in here benefits.
Yeah.
Particularly. But I could be entirely wrong, because it could just be a kick over to Salt if Salt is in range, and then Salt just scurries in and scores, and it's the best day ever.
Yeah. Or like if you just kick into space, Sakana collects, passes to Salt, Salt scores.
We have to be careful with the kick into space because of the pooch. Because you haven't got the influence over there to get it off the pooch, I don't think. Can't tell. That might be 2 on Sakana.
Looks like 2. Stacked up. I think he got the goal influence. See him measuring out there.
Yeah.
Oh, lots of thinking this one. Fisherman games always end up like this. You get your 2 goals super quick.
They're either over within 20 minutes or they go the full time.
Yeah.
Because your opponent has to spend so much time avoiding it, and you have to spend so much time trying to set it up.
So I think Shark here is just dodge hitting meat hook by the looks of it.
I believe so, because I'm relatively certain that measurement between Shark and Tenderizer was out.
Yeah, because he's rolling 6 dice.
Now going to pay for the tidal surge, and then I've... So I had 6.
I don't know what Michael's...
1 for the attack, then a tidal surge for the 4, which is 1 attack to get the ball off Fillet.
Yeah, with a bonus time.
And a crowd out.
Yeah, so 8 dice, but in cover, so it's back down to 7 dice.
And then 1 to pass it out to Salt, probably, maybe. I find it interesting that Tenderizer never gets any influence.
Yeah, it's one of those like.
I'm relatively certain Meat Hook's got one or two. It's
looks
behind her.
It looks like 3.
You have a better eye than I do. There is some on her, at the very least.
Yep.
I'm assuming like the plan is just wander Tenderizer backwards. I don't know.
Just get him to go back, sit back in range, and just be one more thing to think about.
Yeah. It makes Salt's life hard.
Yeah.
Even if he passes it over towards Salt, if the next activation out of Tom is to just wander Tenderizer back.
Yeah.
Then it's going to be a walk up.
We said clocks weren't going to come into it, but it looks like it might.
It's going to be like a walk up, a where they go, probably not in tap in.
I think if you make the pass
and take the dodge,
then you can walk and tap in. Walk to engage Tenderizer wherever he ends up, and then 4-inch dodge away from him. Get your 2 dice back, need him 4s. I'd take that for the win.
7-9, right?
Yeah, correct. Pays for the tidal surge. Makes the attack. If this doesn't come off, it's bad news bears.
It's very bad news bears.
6 dice. Some for hike, plus 1 for bonus time.
Well remembered by Tom.
Remembers -1 for cover from Tom. And does get the tackle on 2. Odds were there it was going to happen.
Yeah.
And now the big pass into space.
You just got to aim for that bit of cover, haven't you?
Well, yeah,
aim
definitely.
for the obstruction.
Hope it, yeah. You have to just do as much as possible to make sure that the ball's scatter does not intercept by Boiler.
Which player is Boiler still? Still Boiler?
Yes, yeah.
Since it's been Boiler for the whole game, it's just he's done literally nothing.
Yeah, it's a terrible choice of player. Shank by far is the right call in my mind.
I mean, in terms of influence allocation, I'm relatively certain you've seen Meat Hook, Brisket, and Fillet are the only players who have any.
Yeah, and then Boiler gets a token 1 for what?
And then Fillet doesn't even tend to get the plus def.
No. Well, this is the thing, is that if we have seen, Fillet with the ball, Boiler go first, make her def 6.
Yeah.
And then suddenly, getting the ball back.
The earlier on you do it, the more value you get out of it.
Yeah.
But in the same vein, it's been the first attacks that have gone against Fillet, so that is the first attack against Fillet.
And if she was def 6, it wouldn't be a tackle.
Yep. It's also if Tom hadn't been greedy and settled for not engaging Hag.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Just to reduce the numbers of dice, knowing that the play is on the table, but
yeah. So, see if the kick is accurate.
Hoofing it into space.
So it is an accurate kick.
The most accurate.
Yeah. Which means he can re-roll it if it's...
So that was 4 to the 3.
Or 3
to the 4. And he's happy with where that sits, I believe.
Yeah, so ball's path doesn't hit the thing, and this is
so Sakana's going to scoop it.
Good.
Unless
Boiler could sprint 8, which looks pretty solid.
Yeah.
Oh, he was outside of 9. Yeah, because it was kicked 8 and then scattered 3 or 4, yeah. Mike there, very happy with the activation. I would be too, with where that ball's ended up.
Yeah.
Just eyeing up the Salt goal.
Yep, it's there, bud. And he's not going to be running backwards.
No.
Salt has a 6-inch kick.
Go and engage Salt.
Salt's got a 6-inch kick.
Oh, Salt has a 4-inch kick.
No, it's a 4-inch kick. Which one's got a 6-inch kick? There's one that always catches me out when it's got a 6. It's like...
Well, Buckwheat's got an 8.
Strongbox or someone like that.
No,
it's got a weird
got
6-inch kick.
He's a 1-4. I'd go and engage Salt with the dog. Makes the pass to him that little bit harder, and he can't snap the ball with an unsnap because he's engaged.
Yeah.
Send that dog over.
Or boiler and hit him. Push dodge
I
him.
don't think you want to trigger love creature. No, push dodge him. Yeah. Send that pupper over to that otter.
Yeah. And then Meat Hook goes in and kills Shark.
Yeah.
The dream turn.
Go on, do it. Do it. Move him. Hey, he did it. Hooray. I'm
Mascot
still...
fight.
Yep.
Well, not really fight.
But
Mascot.
Mascot.
Hug.
Hug. Yeah.
Oh, no. No.
So,
But Meat Hook is going to kill Shark.
you'd hope. The counter attack's too risky.
Eh.
You got nothing else, so you might as
No.
well. Like it's you literally might as well try.
I find it weird that we're seeing this
fair,
laid out before Boiler wanders over there. And
If Meat Hook just goes and hits him, he's bleeding. He takes 1 damage. He dies in the maintenance phase.
yeah, 'cause Kuma's got no momentum.
No.
And that's the next layer of the salt thing, is he cannot take the dodge from the salt pass.
No.
'Cause if he does, he can't score.
No.
Oh, he's making an attack from Grayscales onto Fillet to try and get a momentum, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Oh,
Got
3 5s.
That's a lot.
He can momentous where they go if he wants. But takes the momentous dodge.
Which is probably a good call. Never take the moment. If you get if you get an attack and it's like, oh, I could take the momentous where they go. Never do, because it's like the best counter attack result in the game. So if you don't need it, sit on it.
Yeah.
Granted, it's not going to be a big deal here, but just general advice.
Yeah.
Don't use where they go until you have to, because it's an amazing counter attack. Okay, so
Yeah.
Tom's playing this very
it's
well in
all
terms
good,
of the,
all good moves.
I know what you're going to be doing, so
I'm
going to make it as hard as possible for you,
Yeah.
because there's not a huge amount else I can do.
Well, the other thing I think that you could have done here, that is a good move, makes it difficult for Salt, is move Boiler to engage. Right, if you want to make this pass, it's 6s now.
Basically, as long as you're moving Tenderizer as far away from Salt as you can,
While still be
so
within
that
4.
he can't get into engage without having to do the where they go, makes life very hard.
Oh, VAR. Too many dice were rolled for Grayscales because Fillet was in cover. Should have just been on his base dice.
But isn't it? You've got the crowd out from Hag, the crowd out from Shark.
Oh, Shark. Yeah. You're right. We're good. 6 dice is fine. Well done, Alex. You're well chuffed.
Yay!
You remembered.
The VAR decision is in.
Yeah.
It was fine.
It was fine.
Thank you for the review, chat.
Oh.
But it's good.
Taking a 4-inch dodge. Where'd he go? Pass to Sakana, which is successful.
Takes the 4-inch dodge.
Sakana takes the 4-inch dodge.
Gonna backdoor barrier it with Sakana.
Yeah. Gets him within cover.
Easy.
Easy life.
10-inch sprint. Probably walk it, but doesn't need to, but could.
Yep.
Go kill Shark.
Just punch Shark.
Go get Shark. You're probably not going to kill him because he's going to score and end the game first. But
That's what we thought Steve would do, but Steve's terrible.
Steve is terrible, and Michael learns from Steve's mistakes.
Yeah.
So Michael won't miss. That's how this works. So in Meat Hook goes. Oh, this is a weird game. It's starting to feel like we know what we're talking about because they keep doing what we're saying.
Yeah.
Which means they don't know what they're doing, I think.
4s and 1,
rather than
and
we
she
do.
ends up with...
It's pretty good.
4 after armor. Do some damage.
Gets the hooked and the bleeding.
The hook to bleed. Can't counter attack. Pushes him into Boiler's range to get the extra dice on the next attack.
Hits him again. Didn't bother about the counter attack because he needs that momentum
Needs that
for
1
something.
point. Yeah, really. Odd that. Check of the dice. Yep, dead shark.
Man down.
6. Oh, there must have been a heal on Shark at some
Yeah,
point.
must have been a heal on Shark. So it's kind of going up with the sprint.
Yep.
Outside of counter charge.
Can he make it? Can he end the game? Or will it drag on?
Told you it'd been a long one.
Yeah.
I preempted that rather than saying it accurately when I said it. I just knew it was going to be a long one.
You know what? If he misses this shot, it is on.
Yeah, it's big
for the
time
Butchers.
on. So +1
No
from the
bonus
card.
time. +1 for the card, though. Needs a 4.
Needed a 5.
And he gets it on a 6. Well played.
So needed a 5 because of Tenderizer.
Needed a 5, yeah.
Got the 6. So that will be 12-4.
Yeah,
to the
12-4. The fish. Congratulations, Michael.
Weird start. Shaky start.
Shaky
start out of Tom. Didn't really seem to have a huge plan going into it. It like went in kind of half-cocked too early with Fillet.
Yeah.
Didn't really do a huge amount of anything. Kind of softening Shark up, and Shark didn't actually end up dying for the entire game.
Not at all.
So at least that means that his decision-making with Fillet, I'm assuming, was based on the fact that Shark healed and we missed it.
Yes, yeah.
Because I had Shark down as on 4 health, but he was clearly on more
8.
than 4 health.
Yeah.
So that's why that wasn't on the table with the models he had.
I guess another interesting point is that had Tenderizer had moved aggressively over to that side, he could have prevented or really prevented the shot from Sakana. I don't think you can plan for that, though.
No. Like the 2 options were there.
Yeah.
And I don't think, because if it was Salt going in for the goal, you want Tenderizer to be further back.
Yeah.
If it's Sakana going in, you want him to be further forward. And there's nothing you could, whichever one you do, Michael was always going to do the other one that it doesn't
because he has the control over it with the second activation.
But no, super enjoyable game. Significantly longer than it looked like it was going to go. I mean, the clocks are still ticking, so I don't know the exact times, but I want to say Michael had about 4 minutes left.
Yeah.
So 13 minutes-ish left across the 2 clocks after 8 VPs were scored. What I think, being efficient, could have been within about 20 minutes and ended up being a bit longer, but... Yeah. Very different style of game. All 3 games we've had today felt very different.
Very nice. Yeah, we've seen grindy combat with the Brewers. We've seen some spectacular football from the Fisherman.
We've seen some Union doing Union things.
Union
against
getting really
doing
close.
Engineer things.
Yeah.
No, super interesting, and it's nice to get a spread like this because we've kind of had no hand in like hand picking games. We're just doing them as they come and hoping that they're nice matchups.
Yeah.
And we haven't had a duplicate guild yet, which is
I think day 1 we typically ask for different guilds to show off a variety for the viewers at home and for the YouTube channel, and then on day 2 it's the purely top table competitive.
So it's 2 games tomorrow, right? So we've got one more game.
One more game today,
and then 2 games tomorrow.
2 tomorrow. So long night tonight, and. Can confirm, Ronan, we are streaming the keynote. We are streaming the keynote, so stick around this evening if you want to see what
spoilery
is
stuff.
spoiled there.
Spoiled there.
There.
Nice. We're both doing real good with this English thing. I know. It's been a long day.
It's been a long day.
Like, there we go. There's one for your bingo cards. I'm pretty sure that's on there somewhere.
Yeah, maybe. Right. Be sure to check out the next video if you want to see round 4, and we will see you again very soon.